Hey, it's Jimmy and Reva with the Sales Stage Show. In this first episode, we're going to be talking about ABM.
I have a feeling they're not going to extend our pilot, but we'll see what happens. Oh, we're selling all the products and we're telling prospects what we got. Yeah, we're selling the next phase. We'll use lots of buzzwords. It's the next big craze. Jimmy and Reva show. Welcome to the sales stage. Sales stage.
Let's go.
Well, let's get into it because I'm excited. I think this is going to be fun. Hopefully, some of the content's relevant, some of it's lighthearted. So we'll do the first ever segment of the show because this is big, and it's going to be called Meet Your Co-Host, I think. So I'm going to take a quick run. I'm going to take a quick run at basically announcing who Reva is. So I'm going to go through. You can validate some of the points because I'm sure all of these are completely accurate. So this is Reva, right? Reva is an award-winning mother. I think going for 2 straight years of being in the President's Club for Moms. She's graduated from school. I don't know, some school.
2 for 2.
Yeah, 2 for 2. You've been in the tech world, let's call it the sales arena, the tech arena, for 8+ years.
Yeah. 8+,
yes.
It works.
Nailed it. Obviously, we're in more of a sales capacity. Went from like a business development rep to an AE. Had a great run as an AE, and then took on kind of the leadership role and is now managing the business development team. But that's all work related. Let's talk hobbies and interests. So gardening, eating vegetables, big into it. You know, big advocate for that. Loves interpretive dance. Big fan of wine. Cab Sauv, I believe is your go-to. And wants a new bike. And so that's in a nutshell. That's Reva. Like, so welcome, Reva.
Wow. Well, I feel like you just teed me up to look like a dummy because I didn't prepare that. So
I have literally carried the two, like probably 15 words. That's what I prepped, 15 words. So
okay. That's all so accurate.
Well,
there's nothing wrong.
Not what you can elaborate on it. Be like, yeah, I killed it. I'm still killing it.
Like if I need someone to write my biography, it's going to be you. There's really nothing I would add. Like you mentioned, I like gardening. I wouldn't say I'm good at it. Mainly, I'm just like really good at pulling weeds out of the garden.
Great hobby.
Yeah.
Another hobby we should probably bring to all our huge viewership's attention is that
which is about 7 people.
Sometimes you make empty promises, like saying that you're going to knit me some kind of scarf, sweater, beard warmer thing.
Yes.
I'm hoping that's still on the agenda. That's more of a 2023 plan, I guess we could say.
Yeah, I've made lots of empty promises to you about things that I'll make or create, and
I got bread. From you. It's delicious.
It
was unreal.
Okay.
Me and Layla crushed it. So
I'll give that again. But yeah. Okay, I'm going to take a crack at this because I'm not going to add anything to that. That's a great introduction. But I want to introduce everyone to Jimmy. And so I'll say Jimmy came up the ranks in the copier space. What do you call yourselves?
Copier cowboys.
There we go.
Copier cow people, I think is the right way to pronounce it now.
That's right, copier cow people, and that's where you learned how to sell. You sold copiers, and so then you made the jump to the SaaS world, and you had a prime territory at Vidyard. You were selling into I won't even detail it, but it was a killer.
It was ripe for the picking.
And then you made your way into sales leadership. And you're now leading our commercial sales team at Vidyard. And prior to that, you were a hockey player. You still are a hockey player at heart, but back then it was more serious. And you played for the Kitchener Rangers.
Well, our viewership just jumped like 3 to 4 people right now.
We have a famous person in our midst.
I would say D-level celebrity at best. Sure, I was a Sobeys boy at one point in my life, but we don't have to talk about that. I mean,
and so what you love to do in your spare time, you love to hang out with your family. You have a brand new cottage, brand new to you, and you are buying lots of fun things, like you just got a kayak that the kids love, and you're basically spending any time you can up at the cottage this summer. And you also love to golf, and you own a bike.
I do own a bike, and I love riding it. And yes, like the spending time away, like with, it's like we're stuck in a house, and although being in a house is like, yeah, super fun and all of that, like it's been an awesome summer. It's been a lot of fun just for us to like just go and do things that aren't like this, because you know what it's like you're kind of like your kids are there, but like you feel like you have to work, so you're always like balancing between like kids and like work and like trying to satisfy both. So it's nice just like on weekends to get away and just give them the attention that they crave and they deserve, and to be outside and doing all that stuff has been wonderful for the whole family, and a nice way to kind of unwind. The dog, yes. And Hank, the 13-year-old golden retriever, who just wanders around, and you feel bad every time he has to like get up or down staircases. And sometimes like he just will amaze you because he runs up a staircase, and other times like you're scared that he's going to fall down. It's that brings the stress back into going away. But other than that, so
would you add anything? Is that a pretty good intro? You're good?
No, I think it's awesome. I mean, yes, cut my teeth in the sales field of peddling copiers, and to be honest, it was what it was, right? It was I worked for Xerox, great company to work for. Learned a ton about sales, a lot about sales process and all that type of stuff. So great to have that under your belt, because I think that kind of like set me up and sets a lot of people up who kind of go that route with a great foundation for sales. And it's very sink or swim there, so you've got to be very driven to be successful. And I think those are things that we should probably talk about another what is this vodcast? I don't know what we call it as a show, like whatever this thing is. We'll see. I have a feeling they're not going to extend our pilot, but we'll see what happens.
Okay.
A vodcast. Let's get into the main topics of discussion. So for today, so we'll get in. ABM is the hot buzzword, the hot thing around. So my first question, naturally, what is ABM? What is ABM?
I say ABM, account-based marketing. It's like taking target accounts and like what we've always sort of done to another level. And it's like really close alignment with like sales and marketing, but also revenue operations, for instance, like really aligning the team. So I would say it's a concerted effort on those target accounts. It's not just email and phone calls. It's like email and digital display advertisements and social stuff. And what else? Direct mail. And then it's like, when does marketing do the communication? And when does the BDR or the sales team take over communication? And whereas like before, I feel like it's like marketing does one thing, sales thinks marketing just generates leads for them, and then marketing thinks sales just tries to close their leads. It's like them working together on it for once.
Yeah, marketing's like, why didn't sales close these top-notch leads that we get? I guess my whole piece with ABM, and maybe I'm crazy to think it, but like, is ABM new? Like, are there actually companies out there that don't communicate with each other, that don't go after target accounts, that basically just like, all right, here's a phone book. I guess, yeah, Copy Your Cowboys one piece, but like, is it is it new, or is this not like what we've always been doing? Is it like we're putting fences around things? Like what is?
I know. I know what you mean. Like, I would hope that a sales team is going after their target accounts and not like accounts that you know you would never win. I think like the difference is that there's so much more data. So think about like our analytics team, like Chris Wu and people like that, that are just have so much data. I don't think we had that before. And now we have like all this information about accounts that look like they're going to buy, and what do our customers look like if we peel it back, what type of actions led up to them buying, and can we replicate that and then like look for more people that look like that. The data is there now, I feel. And also, like, I think there's a difference between having your top 10 accounts that you want to close this year, but then having a coordinated effort of like, this is how marketing is going to attack it, and this is how sales is going to attack it.
I mean, I couldn't agree more.
There
So
we
that's that. That's ABM. That's what we need to talk about. I think yeah, and we'll kind of get in, I think, to some of our key learnings and tips that we can give other teams that are taking on this effort too. But I guess for like for us, like what are some of the key takeaways? I say like, well, like what are some of the key takeaways or key learnings or points of interest that we can share with, you know, all 12 of our viewers?
Key learnings, I would say number one, like over communication, probably, especially being remote, is really important. I think at Vidyard, at least, like we're very aware of the fact that we don't want to get on a Zoom call if we can replace it with a video. We're very aware of people's like flexible schedules, but we did a really good job of balancing like when we need to have a live conversation and who needs to be involved in that meeting to make sure that the line of business is represented. It can just like, I think the few times we didn't do that, we had to undo some work. So maybe marketing had the expectation that sales law, for instance, can do X, Y, Z. And then when we finally got looped in, we were like, oh no, like we can't do it that way. We got to do it manually. So there were some learnings there where it's like, make sure the line of business is represented, make sure that you're over communicating on deadlines and like who has action items that are due when, like make sure that's somewhere accessible. Everyone knows where that information is. For us, it's like a beautiful Slack channel and everyone knows what they need to bring to next week's meeting.
Yeah, I think the key learning from the AE side is probably similar to that in a sense where it's, I think with some of the trial and error that we went through, it was more so the sheer lift to get everything off the ground. And I grossly underestimated the lift that it was going to take. And then with the communication piece, I think when we actually turned it into what we would deem as a tiger team, I don't know what other people call them. I'm sure they call them tiger teams because we're hip like that. But kind of condensing that so then everyone does have kind of a seat at the table that represents a broader team. I know even just like the account selection piece and bringing AEs in and, you know, 12 different AEs with 10 different BDRs all have these different point of views, and then trying to collect all of that, you know, turned out to be a massive lift. And then I think what some of the key learnings on a positive note is that I think what this has done is brought a lot tighter of alignment. And when I say tighter of alignment, it's not like we weren't working with multiple teams at once. I think we have a very focused effort right now, and everyone is on board doing it. And I think just the constant communication. I know I have, you know, Jesse and Kelly Diamond coming in and showcasing, you know, what's coming up, what's needed to get done in our team meetings. And then equally as important, it's showcasing what's been done and what have we seen from a benefit perspective. I think what that does is it helps align the teams in the sense that sales sees the efforts that marketing is doing, and marketing, you know, respects the efforts that the sales teams are doing. So I think we're in a much, I'd say, better spot. But definitely key learning was the sheer lift of getting something like this underway and building a process around it. That's the tough part, is building the process around it.
Yeah, and I would say too, like I think that you brought up a really good point that like sometimes it's the manager or the director level or the VP that knows what the other team is doing for the other team. But when you like ask an AE, like what does marketing do for you? They can't really, they don't really know. And so this exercise really gave us an opportunity, like your team an opportunity to be like, you told your team, like raise your top accounts. This is what they're going to do. And this is what like program your account is about to go in. So now they have a bit more of a like appreciation for the work that marketing puts into it, because to a salesperson it's just like, well, they just do their marketing stuff and get me leads.
I want more leads. They're not good enough. Okay, well, I mean, I think that's great. I don't think there's anything I'd add, but there was a question that came up from, it looks like Tanner in Tallahassee was curious if Reva drank 2 glasses of wine while poring over a spreadsheet, moving manually from one cadence to another in SalesLoft based on persona, maybe,
Yes.
period. Tanner really has a deep understanding of what you do. So
yeah, no, that is like one of the details we iron out, right? Like we didn't have our ABM platform yet. So, you know, Jesse Walsh on the team, Kelly Diamond, who are like spearheading this initiative, we had to do a lot of manual things to test out if this would be the workflow. And there was definitely a few nights where Jesse and myself moved, like I think 1,500 people manually from one cadence in SalesLoft to the next. And it took some wine to get through.
Then you wake up in the morning, you've completely forgot you did it. You had no idea. Oh, well, hey, my work is done. This is unbelievable. Well, I guess does that sum up our first show?
It does.
I think this is gold. So
I mean, if I can be so humble as to say I agree.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, but it was a lot of fun talking ABM with you. Hopefully our viewership found it interesting as well.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what topic marketing trusts us with next week, or if there will be a next week. I hope there will be.
Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what next week holds. But until then, we'll continue on with the sales stage.